Well, US President Donald Trump has chastised an Australian ABC journalist for asking questions about his business affairs. And pointedly, Trump told the reporter that his impertinence was hurting Australia's interests, which, in fairness to Donald Trump, wouldn't be the first time the ABC had played chicken with the national interest. But I digress. Here's the exchange between US President and ABC reporter John Lyons.
But is it appropriate, President Trump, that a president in office should be engaged in so much business activity?
Well, I'm really not. My kids are running the business.
But
I'm here.
you are also...
You know what the activity, where are you from?
I'm from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Four Corners program.
Well, the Australians, you're hurting Australia, right? In my opinion, you are hurting Australia very much right now. And they want to get along with me. You know, your leader is coming over to see me very soon. I'm going to tell him about you. You set a very bad tone.
Joining me now is Sky News host of Outsiders on Sundays and his own show on Fridays, The World According to Rowan Dean. Rowan, thanks for joining me. Just before we get to whether or not John Lyons' questions were appropriate, it strikes me odd that he missed the real story. Donald Trump hinted that a meeting with Albanese had been set.
Incredible, James. And that was exactly the scoop that the ABC missed. They are so completely useless. The big issue in Australia at the moment, the biggest issue in Australia, is our relationship with America, our most important ally, our most important cultural and trading partner. There's the scoop sitting there. The ABC misses it because of their TDS, their Trump derangement syndrome is so intense. We pay for the ABC, $1.2 billion a year. John Lyons was over there on our behalf. The ABC is different to all other media organizations. He was there representing Australia. Now, the ABC have a shameful history with Donald Trump. They wasted hundreds of thousands, who knows how much money they wasted on all the Russian collusion stuff. They sent journalists all around the world. They did 3-part episodes. They never apologized for that disgrace. But here we have a representative of Australia at a critical time in Australian-US relationships. And there are so many things he could have asked, apart from the obvious, which is, when are you going to see Donald Trump? He could have asked about our beef exports. He could have asked about our relationship with China. He could have asked about what you were talking about earlier, Papua New Guinea and the relationship, what that means for China, etc. He could have asked about free speech. If John Lyons wanted to be provocative, I'm not saying he should be sycophantic to the US president, not at all. But he's got to be relevant. He's got to say something that elicits a response. He could have asked about any number of things, free trade. He could have, any number of things were sitting there. Recognizing Palestine next week. Why didn't he ask what Donald Trump thinks of that? Instead, he asks about Donald Trump's business interests. If there was anything there, I suspect the American media might have already dug into that particular issue. There were 93 court cases only last year. What were they doing? Get rid of this John Lyons guy, and the ABC should be on a subscription basis. It is a waste of our money, James.
Well, here's John Lyons claiming to be a victim of Trump's war on the media. Have a listen to what he had to say.
Suggestion there too that it might damage relations between the US and Australia, which I think is an absurd notion, that 2 or 3 questions, legitimate questions, to the most powerful person in the world. If our job as journalists is to hold truth to power, then surely asking legitimate questions politely to the President of the United States should be acceptable. But in this day and age in America now, it's not. And we can see even yesterday Donald Trump announced he's suing the New York Times to the tune of $15 billion. So I think all this feeds into President Trump's sort of war on the media.
So, Rowan, he's playing the victim. Was Donald Trump rude to him?
No, and Donald Trump doesn't have a war on the media. Donald Trump has a war on half-wits like the ABC, and in America there's any number of them. The ABC there, of course, NBC, MSNBC, CBS, they list CNN, the list goes on, of left-wing outfits which are so mired in their Trump derangement syndrome, they are not looking after their viewers. They lie to their viewers, and the newspapers as well. And that is why Donald Trump is suing them, because he's had enough of this nonsense. John Lyons was a disgrace there. there. He was supposed to be representing Australia. He asked a ridiculous question to which there's no answer. What's he expect Donald Trump to say? Oh, okay, do you want to look at my business? Here's a stack of papers to take away and look at them. I mean, an absolute disgrace. And yes, Donald Trump is absolutely correct. All John Lyons did was muddy further our relationship with America. He should have been there representing our interests strongly, but he should have been saying, for example, what do you make of Kevin Rudd? Is he doing a good job? He could have been saying any number of things. Instead, he chose this ridiculous frolic that the ABC are off on. Trump derangement syndrome is poisoning this country, and particular the media elites in this country, James.